Hey everyone, so this is my review of Supergirl, Season 2, Episode 1, called The Adventures of Supergirl. And basically what this episode is about is Supergirl teams up with her cousin to try and stop this new sort of threat that's attacking Central City. And because of this, Alex is feeling a bit left out. And then also Kara and Hank are a little hesitant about the fact of the pod that crash landed at the end of the past season. And this was a really good episode, especially a great episode to introduce Superman into the mix. And they did it in such a way that I loved, for the fact that they sort of introduced him and had like a good introduction of him, but not going like too far into his backstory and like making the whole episode about him. Because I feel they're already aware that we know Superman's whole backstory and what's all going on there, so we don't need an introduction of him. It's not really that necessary. And then also having Clark there was really great because it brought like a whole new kind of like sense of humor to the episode that I really, really loved. Because it was like this klutzy sort of dorky ability that we know Clark as. So I absolutely loved having him there and I can't wait to see more of him. And then also the introduction of Lena Luthor, I was not really expecting. But now that she is introduced, I absolutely love her and can't wait to see more of her and what's all going to happen as the plot unfolds about her. And maybe if they're going to bring Maxwell Lord back into the mix, what sort of confrontation is going to happen between Lena and Maxwell. Because they are fairly similar in my mind based on what I can remember from both of them. Wynn kind of confused me in this episode. Because I don't know if he like lost his job or quit from his job at Catco to go and work for the DEO, because pretty much this whole episode he was just hanging out at the DEO and like trying to get a job there. So like what happened to his job at Catco? Because they didn't show him at all at Catco, he was just at the DEO, so what happened there? That was really just kind of confusing to me. And then Hank and Clark's whole backstory of why they don't like each other. I enjoyed this episode for the fact that they managed to go and sort of tell what happened all in this one episode and not drag that whole plot of why they don't like each other on through several episodes. I enjoy that, but the fact of the reason why they don't like each other, I think is a bit of a stupid reason, but it also is understandable. Because the fact that it's all around this massive amount of kryptonite that they found. And I understand why Superman wants it destroyed and stuff like that. And I understand why Hank wanted to keep it. And I kind of agree more with Hank because the fact that they do need it for this precautionary thing of whether or not red kryptonite might come back into the mix and affect Clark or affect Kara. And then they need the green kryptonite to sort of stop it. That seems fairly reasonable in my mind to try and keep it for that, or in case another Kryptonian comes that is a threat that they do need the kryptonite to try and stop them. So I understand why Hank wanted to keep it, so the fact that it is this big confrontational issue between Hank and Clark is a bit annoying in my mind, but I also understand both sides of the coin for it. And then I really like that the DEO's new office is in the city and not off in the middle of nowhere anymore like it was in the first season. It makes much more sense to have it right there and not having Supergirl fly these long distances back and forth to try and get there. And I just enjoyed the sort of better stylized look of the office while also keeping some of the similar look. And then Kara trying to settle on what her new job would be in this episode was interesting, with how much she struggled on trying to pick the right position and like going back and forth between all these different options before she finally settled on the option of being a reporter, which I'm not sure how well I feel about that option of her becoming a reporter, but we'll see as episodes go on to see if that might grow better, because I don't know if it's fully the right fit for her, but we'll see. And then Kara's relationship with James was really confusing in this episode, because like at the beginning of the episode they were together, and then at one point they kind of stopped being together because of a conversation they had somewhere in the middle. And then by the end, I don't really know if they were back together or if they even stopped being together or what was all going on there. It was just really confusing and I didn't really understand it at all. But I do have to say, overall, this was a really great and really interesting episode that I absolutely loved and can't wait to see what the rest of this season will bring. So, yeah, that's my review of Supergirl Season 2, Episode 1, called The Adventures of Supergirl. So, yeah.